Good morning. How are you? It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, as Mr. Rogers used to say. How is your Wednesday? I'm going to give you a minute to get situated. Little WTF Wednesday today. Ah, I seriously love coffee. It's the little things, my friends. Man, after talking yesterday about birthday month, I sure have got a lot of messages from people, which I love. Again, also sharing in the same month of celebration. So, shout out to the Julyers today. And then, yeah, just people who also love the idea. So, I'm really excited for more people celebrating birthday months moving forward. That's fun. Hey, Kath. Hey, Kel. We're just going to give people another minute and then we will get started with our coffee chat today. As we are gathering the masses, start thinking about if there's something that's made you roll your eyes this past week, something that's made you shake your head, feel upset, get a little vibrating, and we're going to get it off our chest today. Now, for those of you who are new to joining us for Virtual Coffee Club, this is our one day of the week where we let off a little bit of steam, where we vent a bit, where we just let stuff out that's been bothering us. So we're not holding it inside. We don't want to fester. We don't want to hold things. We want to be able to express ourselves in a safe environment to do so. So that's what we do on Wednesdays. And we call it What the Fuck Wednesday. So we swear a little bit today. We get a little ranty on a Wednesday and we just talk about things. I am fully on board with having open conversation. Well, always, obviously, but especially on a Wednesday. But I'm curious as to if anything has been on your mind, bugging you, making you feel crazy for the past week or something that's coming up. I mean, it's been, I think there's a lot of debate. I've seen a lot of debate going on with now that in Alberta, I think that they're happening across other provinces. Everybody's kind of on their own speed and their own wavelength, but restrictions lifting across the board. So there are some people, of course, who are like, it's about time. I'm done with this. I want to carry on. They rip and burn their masks and go. There's others who are still like, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit unsure. I want to keep my mask for certain situations. Some may want to wear it all the time. Some might choose in different scenarios, maybe just shopping or in crowds where they want to continue to wear their mask. Friends, everybody can do their own fucking thing and it's none of your business. And it doesn't matter. So if you're the I burnt my masks, I never want to wear them again person, great. If you're the I want to wear it for certain things, I'm still feeling unsure, or a business that wants to still have the mask mandate within their store location, fine. We don't have to be dicks to each other. Not at all. So that's that. And let people feel comfortable in what they want to do. And I've just seen too much of people getting mad at other people about it online. What's purpose is that serving at all? At all. Getting mad at other people's decisions. Who cares? If you're comfortable wearing your mask in the grocery store and I'm comfortable not wearing mine or whatever that scenario looks like, it's our own business. It's our own business. And I feel very strongly to bring up because I feel like a lot of my what the fuck moments, and again, whatever yours are, please post it in the comments. Let's talk about it today. This is a safe space. But my other what the fuck moment has just still been around the shot. Okay. Again, your body, your choice, your personal private health decision. I am happy and excited for everybody who is getting the shots, and that's what's great for them. I am happy and excited and supportive of anybody who maybe is still unsure about it, still wants to learn a little bit more, is feeling a little bit uneasy about it, or the people who don't want it at all. All of the people, all of your personal private health decisions are yours, and I support you every step of the way. Okay. Because again, there's a wide variety of reasoning behind it. And the same that somebody might feel fearful of not wearing their mask is could be the same reason why someone's feeling fearful to get the shot. They're just not ready. Okay. So let them come to their own conclusions on their own time. What fired me up this week about that was just how it's feeling. And I use this word with caution because I obviously when we've used the word segregation in our histories, it would fall into a lot of place where I have zero understanding of that feeling. However, in the definition of it, it's a division. It's this group versus this group, and I see our world molding into this vaccinated versus non-vaccinated scenarios. And friends, that frightens me more than the virus does itself because that's where hate lives. That's where fear breeds hate. That's where making yourself feel better than or lesser than someone else starts to fester. And friends, that is not healthy. I don't care who you are or what you have to say or what that looks like. Pitting people against each other is dangerous and it gives me a what the fuck moment. And my biggest one was, gosh, that's really loud outside. My biggest one of this past week was the fact that the Make a Wish Foundation released a video talking about their procedures moving forward. Now, if you're not familiar with the Make a Wish Foundation, this is an organization that grants wishes to terminally ill children. Okay, in their video this week, and again, I'm just giving you my reactionary opinion of watching this video. I do not have the facts beside me of the Make a Wish Foundation, so I'm not, you know, bashing that. I'm sharing a what the fuck moment was in their video. They said that they will be granting wishes to children and families who are vaccinated. And I stopped for a second because I was like, boy, that feels shitty. Because what if there's families in a Make a Wish Foundation situation who can't get that or are afraid to or want to hold on to those moments with their kids in the best way that they know how, in the most educated way that they know how? What if they just don't want to? You don't get the opportunity for a make a wish. Now they're tying it into, from my understanding of, again, my uneducated video watching, is into the travel portion of that because families get to take flights to go to wherever for their final wish. But it felt really crappy to me that that would be the case. That would be the case. And so I had this moment at that I was like, gosh, in the hardest moments of a family's life, they're being faced with that decision. And does it feel conflicting? And I think that's the hardest part going through this is the way that it has been rolled out has been so crazy that people don't know how to feel. They don't know how to trust. They're very confused. There's a lot of shit being thrown at us for and against and around truth and non truth, science and non science. Like the swirl is big. But on the World Health Organization's website, it states that they recommend the vaccination is for people 18 plus. So it seems odd to me that an organization dealing with children would require this to happen when they still say that the child's version, like the child's reaction to the shot, is still in a trial stage. So there could be parents who are not comfortable with that, making that decision for their kids right now. It just feels weird. It just feels weird. Patrick says, I agree with you as long as you're not harming anybody else. If you're putting people at risk because you think you don't need to abide by health orders and you do it for the betterment of society, that I have an issue with it, especially as a COVID survivor. I got it and I was safe and I got it from a careless person. See, that's an interesting scenario to put out there, Patrick, because yeah, I don't disagree with you and I don't fully agree with you because like I guess it depends on what somebody's version of careless is or whatever. So it's an interesting because it feels to me then that's you're blaming that other person. People can give you a cold, people can give you the flu, people can give you a sexually transmitted infection, they can give you like we've given each other different sicknesses or illnesses in the past and we haven't gone back and blamed that person. It feels blamey. I'm not saying you're blamey, Patrick. I'm just in the generalization of society. It feels like we blame other people. If I shared pneumonia contagiously or whatever, I don't even know the facts behind that. But anyway, we never did that before. But it's been the rollout of this that has taught us that interesting way to now all of a sudden treat each other. And would that have been the case before? Would that have been the case before? You know, if I had got the flu or H1N1 or other things. And again, I know we're comparing apples to oranges in a lot of scenarios, but I would have never went back to somebody and been like, "You're so careless that you gave me the flu." But but that's okay for us to say now because we've been told that we should shame other people for their personal private health decisions. So I think that's interesting. And so what does that look like for us, friends? Like, and again, I'm totally open to like having that conversation and I could be wrong in that. I I'm not a defying health orders person. Some people choose to defy in different ways and that again is their choice. But is it up to me then if I'm going to associate with different people and something like that matters to me, you have that open private conversation. Like if you're dating someone, for example, and you are concerned about COVID or any other scenario that could present itself, usually if you're going to be in a situation where you're canoodling with that person, you'd have the conversation if you were worried about it. Or do we? Has that become natural for us yet? I don't know. I think some people feel really comfortable talking about whether they have the shot or not. And some people feel really uncomfortable having that conversation because it's extremely private to them. So it's just, I think at the end of the day, we have to honor each person's decision. And I know that, I mean, I don't I don't know what it's like to have COVID because I didn't have it. Patrick, I know you have that experience and it was hard and you're still dealing with some of the side effects of that. And if there's a way to lessen that for people, that makes sense. But it just becomes so touchy, doesn't it? And Kelly says, I just have too many questions for the shot for kids that it scares me. You know what? And it's allowed to, right? So there's other parents who they didn't have those questions and they were okay with it and they've done it. Great. If you're a parent who's still unsure about how that will affect your child and their future decision and the rest of their life, you're allowed to have a minute on that. And what the thing is that we have to keep remembering when we roll back to what we learned from the beginning. And again, we learn more as we go, but from the very beginning all the way through, it's still posted on health organization websites, is that the best way to protect yourself is washing your hands. Okay, washing your hands, socially distancing, doing these pieces. So have your kids do that if you're not ready. But don't be an ass to somebody else. But it's hard. It's hard when there's the element of putting other people at risk, and where you sit on where you sit with that. But I felt afraid for our future in if we're telling people and kind of pitting people against each other of those with the shot versus those without. I've seen cabs drive by that you have to have your proof of vaccination to ride in that cab. So now you have to be of a certain um, element or level to do that. I've seen they announced today if you want to hit the country music tent at the Calgary Stampede this year, to get into Nashville North, you have to show your proof of vaccination or you have to take a rapid test before you enter. Those are some interesting things. There's businesses that are starting to, I know there was a big one in the US that you have to be vaccinated to work at that company. There's some interesting things that, and I don't think if we take a minute and just be like, how does that make me feel? What does that look like? Like questioning something, gathering information, and educating yourself doesn't make you an anti person. I've said this 1,000 times. It makes you wanting to educate yourself, period. So don't be mean to each other. Kelly says, my big WTF issue is why do people post when they get the shot? As I really don't give a fuck. Do you post every other shot you've ever got? Yeah. And I've had a lot of people tell me that that's their WTF moments is they don't like those shot selfies. But again, Cal, I really think it comes down to is that's what we were told to do. And the commercials for that are really, yeah, just that. They're heavy marketing. Heavy marketing. Melanie says, I want to be able to keep my kids home when they're sick without having to get a test. And I think that also makes sense. If we take care of ourselves and we take care of our kids and we do those pieces. And I think the other pieces, there's so many elements of it I just can't wrap my brain around. And maybe I'm not supposed to. Maybe I'm trying to understand something that isn't made to understand. But it's the division that is occurring with it that I think is the what the fuck moment we all need to have a minute with, in my opinion. Because the division, like I said before, is what is going to breed hostility and hatred and fear and I don't want a world like that. Are we not right now trying to be the opposite of that? Right? Are we not trying to bridge the gaps between different communities so that we can be more understanding of each other and more loving of each other and being this force of human kindness that rockets through the rest of our days on this planet? Friends, and our days, they are limited, they are numbered. So, what's the best way that we can be of service to each other moving forward? Is that hating someone for or not getting a shot of their personal private health decision or not? Like, I think in the grand scheme of the things that we are trying to bridge gaps between in this world, hating or not hating somebody's choice of that feels pretty minimal to me when we are going to continue to confirm more dead children from our Indigenous friends, right? The investigations are continuing. They're continuing to confirm. And I say confirm because I spoke with another incredible Indigenous woman, and she said, we've always known they're there. So they're not discoveries to us, they're confirmations. So, friends, those are going to continue to come in, helping people heal. If from decades of trauma is way more important to me in this world than to know if you got your shot or not. I don't care if you've had your shot or not. I really don't. I care that you've made a decision that makes you feel better about your personal health. Okay? Whether you have the shot or not, they've said you can still pass along this virus. It is a symptom lessener, not a preventer. So you could still, if you have your shot and I have my shot, we could still give each other COVID. So it's about making personal choices of how we want to interact with people moving forward, from my understanding. Okay. So I don't care about that. I care about, are you kind? Are you loving other people? Are you helping this world become a better place? Who have you served today and how have you served them? That shit's the shit that matters, not our vaccinated versus non-vaccinated division that we're creating in this world. I want to know who you are. What's your heart? What's your soul telling you? And what are you doing to make this world a better place? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. I think that all the pieces are going to work out. I'm incredibly, I guess, strong faith in that, right? But it's just in the meantime, in the messy middle, how are we treating each other? And what does that look like? Melanie says, they asked if I wanted the sticker. And she said, no, that's okay. And others said they didn't refuse them and they refused the sticker and they were forced to take the sticker. Yeah. I don't think you require a reward after your decision. But I guess my what the fuck today was, can we take a minute and think about the division of what that looks like? And I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what's the safe. I am not a doctor. I am not a scientist. I don't even pretend to be those things on television. I care about the divide. Anything else on your mind today? Anything else bugging you? Anything else you want to get off your chest? Feel free to post that in the comments. If you're catching this video later and you want to throw your WTF moment into the comments today, please do so. The other interesting WTF that happened of recent is I had someone in my neighborhood come unglued to my child with full-on profanities because I had parked my motorhome in front of their house on the street for a day longer than they felt I should. And my poor child was like, I'm really sorry, Matt. Like, we're just trying to unload it and we took an extra day because we're parking it somewhere else. And he's like trying to defend our decision. And this person totally came unglued to my child. That was a what the fuck moment because I'm like, was that necessary? But it was on the day when I had said on Coffee Chat, it was a while ago, where I was like, people are going to be a little bit unhinged moving forward, for a number of different reasons. And usually, when someone is mean to you, it is because it's something else and it has nothing to do with you. And so I had just said that. So it gave me a teaching moment with Caden that I was like, it really probably has nothing to do with you. Maybe this person is having a really bad day or something else happened. And we were just the last straw that made them crack. So keep that in mind. But it was still a WTF moment where I was like, I'm not sure that was necessary. And that's my thoughts on that today. Thank you for hanging out for a little WTF Wednesday. We will Thankful Thursday it up tomorrow. Friends, we have a great guest joining us on Friday, someone who I am so excited to bring into our coffee club and for you to meet. He is kind and he is amazing, and he is doing some really cool things in the world of mental health. And it being a week where mental health is kind of on top of mind. I want to give a big shout out to Team Vijaya. We'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But I know Kelly on here has finished her 5K. I know Melanie's I don't know if you've done your 5K yet, girl, or if you're on it this week, but this is the week Run for Women is taking place. And Team Vijaya is 35 peeps strong across Canada. And we are raising money and awareness for mental health programs for women. And I think people are like, well, what about the mental health programs for men? 100% just as important. But if we can equip some women with some information, we're going to help the men because that's what we do. The swag bags. I know, Mel. The swag bags are phenomenal for this run. But yeah, so that's happening all this week. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that on tomorrow's show. And then, of course, Friday we'll have a guest chatting about mental health and some fun things. So it's a great week. Happy you're here. Cheers to you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Don't forget, at the end of this, you're going to scream the F word out loud as you can. Cover your kids' ears if you need to, and get it off your chest. Clear that throat chakra. Release that today, and have an amazing rest of your day. Love you lots. Bye.